Premier Soccer League is expected to decide on the request by Kaizer Chiefs to postpone their upcoming matches following a COVID-19 outbreak at the club's headquarters. Chiefs announced this morning that no fewer than 31 people at their Naturena base had tested positive for the virus, and they have had to close the facility until next week. Benjamin Leshoro is at the PSL offices and joins us now. Benjamin, what do we know at the moment?
Good morning, Hugo. Good morning to all the viewers at home. So, yes, we are at the PSL offices at the moment, and just got here a few minutes ago, and I had a chat with one of the league's communications people. And what I understand is that there is a meeting right now, which started at 11 o'clock with the PSL Exco, and they are discussing that very matter. That meeting was called precisely to discuss this matter. So after which they will be releasing a statement to say whether the matches that Kaizer Chiefs is supposed to play starting tomorrow against Cape Town City will be postponed, and then they've got Golden Arrows on Wednesday and so on. They also have a game next weekend. So at the moment there is a meeting that is underway. The PSL is discussing and deliberating on the matter, and we should be expecting that verdict, so to speak, perhaps in about an hour or so. So we will be here. We will try and find out what the PSL has said. In that meeting, it's the PSL chairman, Dr. Ivan Khoza. There is Ntate Mutaun, the chairman of Kaizer Chiefs. There is the CEO of the league, Memato Madlala. There is also Stan Matthews, the CEO of SuperSport United. There's John Committees from Cape Town City. So there is a lot of club representation in that meeting. So that is what we know at the moment, Hugo.
Benji, in my mind, it's a no-brainer that tomorrow's match is unlikely to happen. But talk to us about the key considerations, certainly into matches going forward. I mean, they've requested that they are unable to fulfill fixtures throughout the month of December.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive headache, Hugo, for the league here. And there's a lot of things to consider. Among those is the fact that in January there is a break anyway, and this is outside of the Christmas break. There is a break for all the clubs in the league because of the Africa Cup of Nations that's taking place in Cameroon. So should the league consider this request or grant permission for the postponement of these matches by Kaizer Chiefs, it's going to affect the roster massively, because Chiefs would effectively next be in action only on the 15th of February. And incidentally, it would also be against Cape Town City, with tomorrow's match also against Cape Town City. So Chiefs would have set out a solid 2 months, more than 2 months out of action if these matches are postponed. And it's not only going to affect Kaizer Chiefs, obviously. There's the clubs that Kaizer Chiefs are supposed to play against. And also, I mean, it's not far-fetched to suspect that there's going to be a ripple effect here. Chiefs played Swallows on Sunday. Clearly, Swallows the players have to get tested, and there's also implications there. I would even take it as far back as when they played AmaZulu last week, Wednesday. So they also have to get tested. But I suspect that especially with this new wave, the fourth wave, predominantly in Gauteng, that's where the numbers are highest at the moment. The Gauteng clubs might be the ones who are heavily affected here, and it's going to be a huge logistical nightmare for the PSL. That's one of the things that they have to consider.
Benji, the standard period once you've been tested with COVID, obviously, is about 10 days or 10 to 14 days. What is their justification, if you are aware, for the balance of that 14 days? So it will take us to about a little after middle of December. Why are they not wanting to play the balance of the matches?
I suppose, Hugo, there's a lot physically that you have to consider for the players. Professional athletes have to do a lot of things. This is why there's pre-season, and pre-season is no less than 2 months on its own. Players without playing competitive matches, they have to get some sort of conditioning before getting into competitive play. So if you are out for an extended period of time, you won't want to get straight into it in a congested schedule. So I suppose that is part of the argument that Kaizer Chiefs is going to make here, that, okay, we might be taking our players into quarantine, but we also need some time for them, for the conditioning to get back up to the standard of professional football. So that's what it's going to take. Ironically, if it is granted, this wish for Kaizer Chiefs, or the request by the club, it would mean that the schedule is going to get heavily congested from February anyway. That means that it's going to be a whole lot of matches. Already it was going to be like that because of the AFCON break, but because of this, which might force the league to also suspend other matches that even Kaizer Chiefs is not involved in, it will be a congested schedule coming up from February going to May, when the season is supposed to end. So either way, it is going to be physically taxing on the players.
Well, Benji, let's play around with a couple of scenarios. So first up, 4 matches is what they're scheduled to play in the month of December. Now, assuming that PSL then says the next 2 matches you don't have to play, but you play the remaining 2 matches, is that half the problem solved?
I suppose Kaizer Chiefs will still make that argument, Hugo, to the league, that we cannot go from 0 to 10. They'd basically be coming out cold, because I suppose from now, because their Naturena base is closed at the moment from the statement that the club released this morning. So we understand that the Naturena base is closed. There is no training. There's no physical contact for any of the players. They will likely be, or obviously be required to do their own training, home training, get onto the treadmill, make sure you eat right. But you are still coming out cold from an extended break, unexpected break. So what they will essentially, the argument that they might be making in the league, and it's very crucial that Kaizer Motaung, the chairman of Kaizer Chiefs, is inside that meeting. He also will be making that argument that for the safety of players, for in an effort to avoid a lot of injuries, they would suggest that they take the Christmas break already from there. But it's still up in the air, really, Hugo, because the league is deliberating that. We're hoping that someone will come out and talk to us here this morning. But that meeting is on right now, and it's surely very hot, having started at 11 o'clock this morning.
Our sports reporter Benjamin Leshoro out at the PSL headquarters. Well, as he said, the Kaizer Chiefs rather have written to the PSL requesting that their matches for this month be postponed, and that's due to an outbreak of COVID-19.